Hello. Hola. Bonjour. Are you a world traveler? Our world is fascinating. Did you know there are approximately 6,500 languages spoken in the world today? Think about this. In each of those languages, there are actually 4 different styles of language and ways of thinking. Welcome to 4-Country Language. Our goal today is to gain a better understanding of our country languages, which can be found on your snapshot. I think you'll have some big ahas with this one, so let's get started. The best place to start is at the beginning. So let's start with understanding what dignity is. Dignity is defined as to be worthy of honor and respect. This is really about who we are as people. Our dignity is at the core of who we are. For a long time, we couldn't really explain our dignity. We didn't seem to have words. Now, thanks to the work of Larry Bellotta and Joe Kiedinger, our founder and CEO, we can put words to our dignity. So why is it important to know your dignity, what motivates you, and how you want to be treated? If you have been in our trainings before, you might remember. It's much like when you fly. They make sure to tell you to put your own mask on before helping children or others who may need assistance. The same can be said about dignity. It's very important that we learn about our own dignity and how we want to be treated before we help others understand their dignity. Also, keep in mind that we're all different. We come from different backgrounds and experiences, so it is key that though we all work at the same place, we understand that we are all unique individuals, and how I want to be treated may not be the same as how you want to be treated. It is important to know our dignity, so our dignity can be supported and given credit, and not unintentionally violated. Just think about that for a moment. Most people don't wake up each morning thinking about how fun it will be to intentionally violate someone's dignity. Does it happen? Yes, it does. The purpose of Dignify is to help you understand your dignity and the dignity of others. We also want to give people credit for what they do because of who they are. Don't forget the snapshot is a dialogue tool. Having conversation around how each of us want to be treated is the best way to reduce dignity violations. Now that we have some understanding about dignity, let's take a little trip. Hippocrates came up with the 4 temperaments over 2,000 years ago, and every personality test today derives from the 4 basic personality types he discovered. Unlike many popular assessments, Dignify doesn't focus on personality. Instead, we focus on dignity and language. Dignify uses a country metaphor to express these 4 types of communication styles. They are included on every person's snapshot to help you understand where a person is coming from. It is critical that people understand their dignity language and the language of their coworkers. When a person feels misunderstood, they become defensive. However, when a person feels understood and validated, they relax and feel safe to be who they really are. When people see their Dignify snapshot for the first time, they get very curious to discover the meaning of what they're seeing. I hope it was like that for you too. This training will take you a step further, giving you knowledge to help you communicate more efficiently and effectively with others. Today, we're taking a closer look at your country language. Have you ever heard the saying, "Now you're speaking my language"? It's cliche. It exists because it's true. You have a home country, the country that you are most comfortable being in, and an adopted country. You can go to this country when necessary and be very comfortable, but it's not where you spend the majority of your time. When you learn the communication styles of the 4 countries, you will see a drastic improvement in how you communicate with others. When conflict arises, you begin to understand that it's not that people dislike you, they simply could be confused about how you're communicating. Knowing some simple choices that you can make in communicating will drastically improve your work life. Let's start with control country. We're going to learn a little bit about each of the 4 countries from Joe. After each video, I'll be back to give you a couple additional nuggets of information. I think you'll find it very useful as you get to know those around you. Now, here's Joe to share a little bit about control country.
Control country people make things happen. They are the get-it-doners. They have a gift for focusing on the task and moving things along quickly. Control people know what they want, when they want it, and how to accomplish it. They are very focused on results. They can find a way when there appears to be no way. However, society often has a negative connotation connected to the word control. We think of statements like, "you're controlling" or "manipulative." Let me assure you, control country people are not interested in controlling people. They are more interested in controlling things like timelines, delegation of tasks, and events. Words control country people like to use include accomplish, achievement, fast, execution, and bottom line. They are not chatty. They get to the point. They want to know what time it is rather than knowing how the watch is made. Their vehicle of choice is a bulldozer. If a challenge gets in their way, they plow it over, sometimes leaving mixed feelings with the other countries. They are open to receiving feedback that will help them accomplish their goals. They keep things moving toward the goal. Their greatest need is to be appreciated for everything they do. When it comes to family, these are your tough love people. They are okay with not being liked in the moment if it means their loved one learns a good life lesson.
So there you have it. If you're from control country, you're from the land of achievement. Give yourself a high five because you are someone who wants to get it done. This is also why you might be a bit impatient from time to time. You naturally believe quick action will achieve most anything. When emailing control country citizens, get to the point quickly. Use bullet points when possible or a numbering system. For example, if you have 3 questions, place in the subject line 3 questions. Then, type your email separating each item with a 1, 2, and 3, and leave space under each number so they can answer right underneath it. When it's clear what you're asking, they will give you a clear answer. You'll see a much faster response this way. Control country people cannot process long emails that are conversational in nature. They respect those who can get to the point with direct and clear communication so they can quickly respond. Verbal communication works a lot like written communication. If a control country person asks a yes or no question, answer it with a yes or a no answer. Then give more information if they need it. They will truly appreciate this. Now, on to the land of fun and optimism, Fun Country. Fun Country citizens want to enjoy everything they do, from completing tasks to connecting with people. Fun Country has the smallest population of all the countries and loves to have visits from the other 3 countries. In many ways, the gift of these people is ambassadorial. They can bridge people and help others get along in the face of adversity. Joe is going to share a bit more about Fun Country right now.
Fun country people have a zest for life. This is the land of fun and optimism. Their belief is that the glass is half full instead of half empty. Their greatest gift is creativity. Fun country people do not live their life according to the status quo. They create their own path, their own way. Their favorite vehicle is the airplane. Whee! They see life from 30,000 feet in the air, giving them a unique perspective on improving things. They like to feel their way through life rather than plan their way. It's this ability that makes them come up with new ideas quickly. They have fun at work. It implies irresponsible and not serious, But fun country people can have fun at work. They do have fun at work. They take their job seriously. They just don't act serious. You know a fun country person. They have a smile on their face the instant you meet them. All are welcome in their world. They have two fundamental behaviors: recreation, they like to take what's good and make it better, and recreation, let's have fun. Notice these two words are spelled exactly the same and gives you a great reference for how they act. Their greatest need is approval for the way they act. Fun country people find their success through positive relationships with others and using their creative ideas. This country's citizens can overcome obstacles easier than any other country. Positive relationships are vital to them, and they want to enjoy every interaction.
In case you are wondering, Fun Country is the home country of our leader, Joe. When it comes to emailing this country, they love smiley faces and exclamation points, friendly and fun, while getting things done. They like shorter and to the point emails and focus more on the big picture rather than the details. When you're speaking face to face, speak with energy and conviction. Look them in the eye and be positive. Remember, negativity shuts a fun country person down and brings out their worst. A great conversation starter for them is a personal story. Make a connection. Now, let's get a little information from Joe on perfect country.
Certainly nobody is perfect. However, perfect country citizens strive for perfection in everything they do. There is nothing more rewarding for perfect country people than when a plan comes together that they engineered. Perfect country people excel in the arts and sciences because they practice, and practice some more, becoming virtually perfect at the things that interest them. Practice makes perfect is their motto. Their vehicle of choice is the train. Keep it on the tracks and make it predictable, which creates a system. A tendency of this country is to get frustrated when they experience an unexpected roadblock. However, they go back to the drawing board and begin laying the tracks to overcome the obstacle. This country can be intense and extremely focused. These citizens plan everything they do, their work, their household, even their vacations. They are process people who pride themselves on how to do things. Therefore, never tell a perfect person how to do something. Instead, involve them on what you want to have done and allow them to process and plan the how to get it done. Perfect people are excellent in the workforce because they are very focused and execute with precision. Because they put their heart and soul into everything they do, they are sensitive to how they feel about things. Matter of fact, their greatest need is sensitivity for how they feel. They can come across as picky and stubborn at times. However, when properly involved and encouraged, they take the creativity and randomness of fun country and surround these ideas with structure and predictability. They thrive on knowing details and will provide plenty of detail when constructing their plan of execution.
You heard Joe. If you're from perfect country, you know how to do what needs to get done. You are the planner. Perfect country residents long for perfection with an inborn need to be precise and exact in all that they do. When emailing perfect country team members, be as thorough as possible. Finish your email with, "If there are any details missing, please ask." There is really no way that any of the other countries can give enough information for this country, so it is the responsibility of perfect country to communicate back to us if you need more information. The last of the 4 countries is peace country. Mutual respect is a driving force in this country. Therefore, peace people will rarely interrupt others. They will use words like please, thank you, may I, would you mind, and other niceties when asking for help or feedback. Now, let's see what Joe has to say about this country.
Peace country people are all about getting along. Relationships are most important for these residents. Peace people love interaction and cooperation. They are laid back and relaxed. They want to keep the peace. Conflict is something they wish to avoid. Working in harmony is the driving force of this country. Their wisdom creates a calm resolve during unexpected mishaps, which illustrates this country well. The greatest contribution of Peace Country people in the workforce is efficiency. Work smarter, not harder, is their belief. Peace people have an amazing ability to take the complicated and make it simple. The greatest misunderstanding of this country is their perceived lack of passion or fire within. Nothing could be further from the truth. The fire within Peace people is presented in quiet ways through intelligence, wisdom, and respect for others. They do not believe in self-promotion and often feel uncomfortable being called out in a group, even if it's for recognition. Their greatest need is to be respected for who they are. Their vehicle of choice is the gondola, peaceful, relaxed at a calm pace. Everything will get done in due time, so let's make sure we all get along while getting things done. There is nothing threatening that comes from these citizens. They simply want to be real with people and keep the peace.
Thanks, Joe. When emailing Peace Country team members, always be polite. Avoid confrontational language or short statements. They like hearing stories and engaging in friendly conversation, so show your friendly side. One-on-one conversation is their preferred communication style. Talk at their home base rather than yours. And don't forget to connect. Ask about their day or their weekend. Peace Country folks enjoy meaningful conversation as a way to bond and to get to know people. That was some great information, right? Let's have a little fun and see how many of the country languages you're starting to recognize. Take a look at this email. Who do you think I might be writing to? Did you get it? Peace Country was spot on. How about this one? Who do you think I might be writing it to? Yes, Perfect Country it is. Okay, this one is a bit of a freebie. Who am I writing this one to? Did you catch that smiley face? Fun Country's right. I bet you would have gotten this one even if it wasn't last. Control Country for sure. So lastly, let's find out what the numbers mean on your snapshot. Any score over 100 means a person is more expressive in who they are. A person who voted for their country at 215 will feel much more intensely about that country than someone who voted at only 98. Our scores help us to get a clear understanding about how much time a person spends in their home country in comparison to their adopted country. Keep in mind, this isn't physical energy, it's emotional. This means their thoughts are clearly expressed on their face and through their behavior. They show their joy, anger, confusion, and other emotions in strong verbal and nonverbal ways. The only exception is Peace Country. The higher the number, the quieter the person may appear. They have a high desire to be peaceful. Reversely, if a person has all 4 country scores below 100, these people may show very little reaction to information. They could be feeling fear, joy, confusion, or any other emotion, and you wouldn't know it simply by observing them. Do not interpret low scores as unpassionate. These folks can be very passionate, but they just don't show it like a person with higher scores. Let me wrap up with this. Dignify isn't about good or bad traits. It's about honoring the talents and beliefs of people. There are no bad Dignify snapshots. There are only different snapshots. Currently, there are no two identical snapshots that exist. We are truly unique individuals with unique pasts, experiences, and talents. By providing the data on ourselves, we begin to understand where we're all coming from, and this increases cooperation and respect among our teams. Remember, dignify is a verb, meaning to actively give credit to others for what they do because of who they are. I leave you with a bit of advice. Get good at dignifying your team by learning how to speak their language, by communicating with them in a way that will help them understand and want to communicate back to you. Thanks for joining us today. If you have any questions or you want to share a cool thing that you're learning along your journey, send us an email at info@dignify.com. Get to dignifying, and we'll talk again soon.